Welcome back to another Bites of Wisdom podcast, and we got Ossie back. So it's been a little bit while since we talked to you. So, hey, Ossie, welcome back.
Thank you. It's been a minute. This got sent upstate, was locked up for a little bit.
I was with you until that point.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
you went upstate? I didn't know you. No, man,
Yeah,
you should have told us.
Went to the big house.
The Catskills.
Did they tell you have to sit down to pee in the bathroom in the lodge because nobody wants to get pee all over them? I mean, what goes on up there?
No, we don't talk about that.
Okay.
No, it's just been a really busy few weeks. Schedule's just not aligning. Being away. Did go away for my 25th wedding anniversary, which is really cool.
I think there's a couple stories with that.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe some people made things happen. I don't know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, just John, to bring you up to speed.
Yeah.
We go away, one of us have a little bit of a history with New Mexico, maybe living there for a bit. So got couple references for food places, stuff like that. Was asked where I was staying, and then day one, not immediately, but that evening, walked back into the hotel room. It's a really nice place. It's a great place. It's a small boutique place. They have they have like a villa. It's like a 3-bedroom villa, and then we stayed in a 1-bedroom suite apartment with just a mini kitchen. Anyway, get back in. Nice bouquet of flowers from a certain individual and his wife, which was really, really sweet. And then we get back home, and I was out. I don't remember where I was. And I got back, and my daughter and my wife said, "Oh, your friends are comedians." I said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Go look in the kitchen. When you have a second, go look in the fridge." Okay. I open up the fridge, and there's 45 cupcakes in the fridge. Now,
how did those get there? I don't know.
Yeah, somebody had them delivered. Still don't know who, but somebody had them delivered. Do you know the cupcake story, John?
No.
Yeah, I'll tell you that one day. Off air.
Another time.
So what kind of cupcakes were they? Yeah,
they were just a mix. They were all different flavors. It was from was it Magnolia?
Oh,
No.
nice.
No, it wasn't Magnolia. I don't know. Let's be clear. I was not alone in execution of this process because
it was outsourced.
Yeah, my wife is awesome. She even made sure that they were rooms. They were didn't have to be refrigerated. They were stable so that they could be delivered. But yeah, no, we made sure that there's lots of options.
Let's be clear, I'm not a cupcake guy unless it has cream cheese frosting. I don't like buttercream, but I knocked out maybe 3 or 4 of them.
Did they make them all the way to your Adirondacks trip?
To the Catskills? Yeah. We took them up there. We took them up there, and I think by this time Sunday came around, there might have been 5 left.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's nice. Very thoughtful gift.
There's a story behind those. Maybe in the future we'll tell it, but
I definitely need to hear the story.
I almost showed up the next day at work with a black and white cookie and a glass of milk.
It was a blondie, by the way. Just to be exact.
I'm glad I didn't bring you that because I would have had it wrong.
A blondie and a carton of milk.
Yeah, there's 3 people in the world knowing what we're talking about right now, and that's part of the fun for us. Sorry, John.
It's all right. I'll get it out of you later.
Yeah, we'll bring you up to speed.
But so you've been gone for a bit. So welcome back. You've been golfing any in this atrocious, brutal, relentless heat?
Absolutely. I went Sunday. It was bad. It was hot. And it was my first time golfing up in the Bronx at Van Cortlandt, which, fun fact, it is the oldest golf course in America.
Really?
How old is it?
It's 18 something.
Oh,
Yeah. It's really, it's a cool place to go to because, I mean, you see this sort of, you go into the clubhouse and you see the age there and the history, and they have black and white photos all over the place. Babe Ruth played there. I think the Three Stooges played there. It dates back, and it's a brutal golf course. There's one hole that's like really close to like 600 yards. It's like 590 something yards.
My God.
It sounds great.
And most of the holes there's no real in between holes. There's like, there's maybe 4 or 5 par threes, but then the rest are like, the par fours, but long par fours, like 300-yard par fours. There was nothing like 200 yards, if I remember correctly. Actually, I think it was a 200-yard hole, but it was a par three. All the par fours went up in the 300s, and then the par fives were like 4 and change, 5 and change. So it was really brutal golf course, beautiful golf course, brutal, and it was a very hot day Sunday. So
I'm reading the history of, holy shit.
when does it go back to? Like
1888.
That's insane.
And it was given to, but I mean, the history of that park goes back to 1700s, the East India Company, and holy shit. I always forget about how much history there is in New York area.
It's a lot of, old, right?
Yeah.
Just that area alone. The only place you're going to get a little older, right, is Boston, Philly, Virginia.
Yeah, basically. That's about it.
Right.
That's about it.
That's about it. Well, there are some groups of people that might have been living here beforehand, but yeah.
So while
not in the record books though.
No, they yeah.
So while between the time that we've seen each other, I went on a vacation to Hilton Head, and I was the caddy for my buddy, and he played one of the courses there, and it was beautiful and amazing.
Yeah. Which was the course?
Oh man! Now you got to put me on the spot. It was Robert It's one of the most popular courses, top 100.
Oh wow!
Oh really?
Yeah, it was George Fazio course at Palmetto Dunes.
Oh, I know the Palmetto Dunes.
Yeah, there's 3 golf courses in that. Yeah, and this one was the George Fazio course.
Oh my God! I just pulled up the first picture and I'm like, oh
yeah, bro. It was, and the crazy part was we went and we were tee time, like it was like 11:23, and it rained all the way up till 10 minutes before we went out. No one was out in front of us, and not too many people came behind us. It stopped raining at about I don't know, a certain part of the courses by like the 3rd or 4th hole, and the rest of the time was just beautiful.
Oh man.
Of course, I can't play golf. I just drove the smoked cigars and drove around the things. But
no, but that's one of the draws of, like, if you get, nobody's really just going out to a golf course just to kind of drive around and enjoy the scenery. But if you do enjoy golf a little bit, that's a little added benefit where it's beautiful scenery.
I enjoyed watching people play. I enjoy the game. I'll try it at some point. My biggest, I think I've said before, my biggest problem is that I something like that, I would need to do it often and with someone. And down here, I don't really have it. Do it often enough to play.
My youngest daughter, when she came home from school, actually before she left school, the day I went to pick her up to move her out so we could fly back, she wanted to go to the driving range. And then ever since then, she's been really interested. Like, she went out not Father's Day, the Saturday before Father's Day. Me, her, and my youngest son went out and played in Queens. That was the first time playing on a golf course. And she's been, like, she hits me up all the time. Can we hit the driving range? Can we go to the driving range? Can we go to the driving range? So she's been pretty committed. Her boyfriend, who lives out in Jersey, he plays. And I haven't played with him. I'm going to play with him Saturday, but he's pretty good. Like, he shot like 80 something the other day, and I was like, okay.
What are you? Now, when we
Why not?
talked, I think in February, it was.
Don't ask me that while we're
Oh,
recording.
sorry.
Come on. That's an off-air question. Come on.
I'm sorry.
No, what did I shoot? So the last time I played in, I'm going to go and sort of jump around. The last time I played in Queens, I shot a 102.
Oh wow.
But then when I played in Van Cortlandt, I shot a 112. Now that I was okay with because, like I said, it was a really long, grueling course. But I'm going to play Saturday and we'll see. Like, I think the course Saturday is only a par 4 course, no par 5s. So it's a shorter course. Playing it because my daughter can manage that a little bit easier.
It's also going to be a little bit nicer, actually.
Yeah, it's like 85, which
That's way better.
That's funny. It's funny that we're saying that. Like, whew, it's going to be 85. Whew, that's going to be nice and cool.
Better than it was 115 yesterday when I picked my daughter up from school.
So it's so funny. It's such a roller coaster ride with the golf. I signed up for this indoor simulator place in Tribeca, which is a great deal. I'm not going to give the name out because I don't want to make it really super popular and I can't find times. But it's a small indoor simulator place that has 4 simulators. That's it. You sign up via membership, monthly membership, no commitment. So it's month over month. And you pay like $270 and you get to go 10 times. So that ends up being 10 times in an hour for each slot. So it ends up being like $27, right, for an hour, which is really cost effective compared to, Chelsea Piers and 5 Iron and other places. So I went there. When did I go there? Went there on Saturday, before I played Sunday, and had a decent session. Then I went yesterday, took my daughter for a lesson, and I just did an hour of the simulator and had the worst friggin' hour ever. I walked out of there and I was so goddamn dejected. My daughter was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Oh my God, that was horrible." I was like, "I don't know." It's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. But it's so funny. Like I stumbled across some video on YouTube and I watched it and I was like, it's like all of a sudden something unlocked. I was like, okay, that's what I'm doing wrong. That's the sequence that I should be trying to do. So I'm going to go again on Friday before I play. And I think I'll have a better session.
When you're in the simulator, are you playing the course that you're on?
No.
Or okay.
No. It's just that you can play courses on the simulators, but I just set up like driving range, like practice, just kind of hit distance and track your ball and all that good stuff.
That reminds me. I didn't ever get you guys up here to go to the sim and drink and hang out.
Yeah, we have to.
I failed at that. Oh my God.
You gotta set that one up.
Well,
Yep.
it's really easy to get everybody
Jeremy tried.
Well, we should do that. We got the party coming up, so you can come up early if you want to go anyway.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
might
idea.
actually be up there early.
Yeah, I think you're gonna do a hotel bite nearby.
Yeah,
Yeah. So just so the listeners know, I have a party I'm trying to host, aka my wife's helping me massively. And it's gonna be coming up, so it should be fun. But John, Ossie, and a bunch of other people will be there, so it should be a fun time.
Let's
Can
do
we
that.
anything
Let's
with the podcast.
What-
Anybody want to
live-
invite somebody
live
if they
podcast.
actually reach out to us and say some keyword and face to face, see if they can get
Yeah,
what?
that's not a bad idea.
First things first. What time is it again? It's like midday.
I gotta look at the
Is it
invitation.
too late for Ozzy? You might need to.
No. I'm
It's
trying
6
to.
p.m.
I'm trying to figure out like how early we come up and just hit the like.
Oh yeah.
You know. But
I mean,
hold on, Jeremy. Come on, Jeremy.
6 p.m.
Don't you have stuff you need to do to prepare? Like you're gonna get yourself in trouble.
I'm looking for a way to escape, man.
Yeah, well, I think you should. I think you should check on that before you do that.
I can double book. You get 2 or 3 things going on, and then hey, I committed, and they coming up from the city, and we got to go golf and have a few drinks before the party. It sounds like a rough life, Jeremy.
No, if you want to do that, I'll do that.
Oh man,
I'll absolutely do that. come up early.
I'll set it.
How
Or we do it another time. It's a lot in one day because your wives are invited, the whole 9 yards.
No. That's actually what I was working
and
out.
we're bringing the wives? No, I'm kidding.
Plural.
Thanks.
That's actually what I was working out. I was like, well, she's probably not going to want to come up
Spa
early.
treatment, bro.
That's true. Or
J House.
I can say, listen, I'm going to take the train up. You drive up. You get there for like 6. I'll take the train up early. Boom.
That works.
Bob's your own.
But I will have to check with my wife so I don't get in ungodly amounts of trouble.
That's a smart move.
I'm sitting here going like maybe I can get away with it, but no,
Pro move,
that
Jeremy.
would not
move.
be worth it.
Yeah, but if it doesn't work out, we should definitely try to plan.
Well, I think John's gonna be up. Maybe we can also coordinate another time and do this, even if we come down to your area, Ossie, or John's area. Figure something out. Yeah,
Sounds good.
Did anybody see? I'm gonna switch into like technology and a topic. See this Wiz vulnerability of SAP's AI infrastructure?
No.
Oh, that was a lot in one mouthful. What?
So SAP has a AI infrastructure that you can run little things on and whatnot. But they let you run your own containers. They allow you to run your own containers where you're allowed to set what UID it runs. And it won't let you run as root, but it will let you run as the Istio ID.
Oh, so you're root.
So that's how you have root. You have no IP address restrictions going from node to node. This is the greatest.
Oh, wait, Istio control plane?
Yep. So fun part about that, man, so they could go to any node. So they allowed you to move around their Kubernetes cluster at will, talk to the APIs at will. And then they had 3 or 4 additional vulnerabilities where they had unauthenticated Helm, unauthenticated Kubernetes control plane. I mean, just repeat pattern of mistake after mistake. Took them 17 days to fix it. And the day after they fixed it, they reported 3 more new vulnerabilities. They're like, oh yeah, it's still broken. Here's why. Think.
Oh, no.
Their Grafana front end was leaking all of their secrets because the config interface was available and it had all the environmental variables right up.
Wow.
SAP.
Pretty impressive.
They run the world, right?
Wait, what was the Wiz connection?
Wiz found it.
Oh, Wiz found it. Okay.
Google's bidding on Wiz.
Yeah.
$23 billion.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that high, really?
Yeah. And I bet you it will happen. It really gives them a real complete portfolio of security to start arguing against Microsoft's. They just don't have endpoint. That's the only thing they need, and that's just
Didn't they buy FireEye?
Yeah. No, they bought
no, they bought
Mandiant.
Mandiant, not the FireEye portion, just the Mandiant portion.
But they need the only thing they don't have is the endpoint. They have all the cloud infrastructure, but they don't have the endpoint data.
Right.
That's just somebody is out there. Sentinel-1 would probably be my next guess.
Sentinel
purchase?
One. Yeah.
That's a really good product. It's
that's a big purchase, though, right?
Yeah. Sentinel-1's smaller than CrowdStrike.
They're
less.
Oh, of course, yeah.
No, they're a less complete product. They're more of an endpoint only EDR solution. They're not the whole infrastructure for SIEM and all of that.
You're talking about just the endpoint product, though, because they have many other offerings, right?
Sentinel-1?
Yeah, I thought they did more than just the endpoint.
They do more, but they're nothing like a CrowdStrike or a Microsoft.
I don't know. I don't know too much about Sentinel-1.
No, they're ingest data, CASB.
Yeah.
They're just data source, big data lake, and a little bit of SIM.
That's where Krebs and what's his name? Their Sentinel-1, I think, bought out their company that they created.
It's a good. They've done really good stuff. I really like their stuff. It's hard to compete against Microsoft with the price of their security tool. It's not that it's greatest, but it's really good for the price. And then CrowdStrike is the other big player.
MDR, Pinnacle.
But yeah, what do you guys think about that acquisition? I think it's a good move by Google. I think they're going to do it.
I mean, I don't see a reason why they shouldn't do it. Honestly, what's the downside? Yeah, there's really none.
No, they get a huge amount of data. They get insight to other cloud infrastructures. They get a cross-platform security play across the board. And if they do it right, they can make their cloud actually look a little bit better because they'll be able to make it improve it faster.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get more customers on their cloud because AWS is eating their lunch. And so is Azure.
They are, but I mean, here's the thing. At a certain point, like between the two, the two between Azure and Amazon, I feel it's a race to the bottom at this point, right?
Maybe.
What are they?
I love the Google Cloud because I love the data tools and it makes it so freaking easy to do ginormous scale things. And I don't got to build as much. But I don't think there's a race to the bottom there.
Wait, John, you're saying a race to the bottom between Azure and
No, all of them.
AWS?
No, I mean pricing, right? For it's a race to the bottom for the pricing. Functionality for the core compute is pretty much the same. What you're talking about,
yeah,
you're talking about like losing out to Microsoft for, I think what a lot of firms are looking at is like those differentiator services, right?
Well, I mean, and that's the thing. It's hard to. Microsoft is a really strong play for you to go to Azure because you're already there for Microsoft 365. Why wouldn't you come here? Because you already have a contract. The MSA is all set up. Just negotiate better pricing. I mean, that's not it. But then again, have you developed an AWS? In Azure, it's not fun.
Well, especially when you're, the cloud itself is new, but really, like you're dragging along a whole bunch of old tech from these areas, and old tech doesn't necessarily deploy as easy as the Versal and all these other cloud services. So there's a whole bunch of support and operations and kind of this middle ground between traditional systems administration infrastructure and cloud infrastructure.
Yeah.
It could also just be, I mean, listen, the strategy could be that they're targeting Azure. They're like, AWS is so far ahead of everyone else, right? That might be a long stretch goal, right? Where it's too hard to try to compete with them and catch them.
What is the size? How big?
It's significant.
They're definitely ahead in revenue. I mean, but I think looking at most of that is because they've been around 20 years, right? Like, how much of that do you think's the first mover and they just have people that are there versus, could be more services or specific things that keep people sticky?
Yeah, that could very well be it. And that a lot of times that's a hard problem to overcome, right? A hard challenge to overcome for another company. Like speaking from experience.
I think
all of us.
Yeah. Azure is better ideas and worse execution. I like their security model. I like how they think about things. The execution is just so poor and the documentation is so lagging that you can't ever have any trust that it's going to do what you say, and it takes so long. You have to test everything out. And then their hierarchical policy and how they deal with bicep makes me want to pull my eyes out. And the fact that I have to use their custom templating language in order to do all these new fancy features because they want you in Bicep, not in Terraform. And it's just that embrace and extend model, it feels like over and over again. But they have wonderful, wonderful security models. So I can set up a tenant in Azure, and I can literally sit there and say, anybody can call the API, but anytime you do one of these subsets of the API, it's going to be denied. So that you don't allow people to set up anything that would be a public IP address. Instead of sitting there and have to meter how your API talks to it, you can centrally govern the API in Microsoft with a hierarchy, overarching governance model, which is wonderful. But my God, it's hard. It makes cloud that much harder to do. It makes the infrastructure that much harder to understand. And more importantly, if you do it this way, the client that's making that Terraform call, because they can just make normal Terraform calls, doesn't know why they're failing. Because somebody implemented a bicep control that says you're not allowed to create an external IP address. All you get is a 403 not authorized. So, I mean, like I said, it's a great product. They have great ideas. They just don't seem to ever finish it. They keep on doing that enterprise.
I agree. I mean, now that I'm thinking
I'm
about
talking
it,
to myself like that.
No, you're not. No, you're not. So in my head right now, what's going through my head is that Amazon tends to complete things and or complete them as and integrate them as much as they can within their ecosystem, but then they don't really evolve.
They never move on.
They never move on. And
So-
then Google tends to build things and fucking kill them sometimes right before they get popular or seemingly unknowingly reasons. And then Microsoft, they try to cross integrate everything so that they can whack you with enterprise fees.
Yeah, I think that's that. I'm going to even simplify it more. Amazon will continue to invent new services that look like the old ones,
Uh-huh.
but better. Azure is going to make everything more complicated for security and lock-in. And GCP is going to go, if you like it, we're going to kill it eventually.
Eventually. But hopefully not, while you're using it.
I've been trying to convince people that, like, in the security space, they're like, "Oh, we want to set up Databricks, or we want to set up this Trino." We go, just put the data in BigQuery, and they're like, "Oh, but no, I'm not telling. It's not a question. Just put it there and watch the magic when you write a SQL query and you consumed 24 petabytes of data and got an answer in 15 seconds." And people are like, "You can do that?" And I go, "Yes, you can do that. And you can do that. You pay a fuckload of money, but you get the answer in 15 seconds. And if that's important to you, do it." But nobody wants to do it. They want to go build some complicated architecture, some big data stuff in AWS. Kills me every time.
Yeah, I mean, that engineers got to engineer, right?
Yes, they do. Ossie's sitting there going like, "I know that."
So what's your saying, Jeremy, about simplicity and did you have a saying about like
Simple and no simpler.
something like that? Yeah.
As simple as possible, but not any simpler. And that's not mine. That's somebody else's. I stole, because I steal everything.
Who'd you steal that from?
Simple and no simpler? I don't know. But I know it's not from me.
Yeah, I think you referenced who you got it from before.
Everything should be made as simple as possible, but no simpler. Roger Sessions, where William Ockham, there's like 1,000 people it's been attached to. And yes, Einstein was one person that eventually was tried to have said it. Sorry. So yeah, the AI stuff and SAP and security, that's always a fun topic. But other than that, I've been spending my time reading.
I've been spending my time playing with the children and slowly doing yard work because over the last 2 weeks, I watched my lawn start to burn. So I bought sprinklers. I'm trying to combat my lawn from catching fire.
Did you have a sprinkler system installed, or you just like above like hooked up with
I
hoses?
just bought your $7 sprinkler and drag the hose out of it.
Yeah. I recently started playing pickleball.
We
Do
were
tell,
talking about
sir.
that last episode.
That's true.
We wanted to hear how it went.
Went all right.
Sounds like there's a story there.
No, I'm just I don't like when I don't do well at things, but I took it all right. I was like, first time out. Second time I played, I did a lot better than the first time. So as long as I see improvement, I'm okay. And I've been playing ping pong lately. So
I'm gonna have to find you and play ping pong.
Yeah, listen. So, some of the people at work introduced me to this company that they have a bunch of locations. They're in a bunch of different cities. It's called Ping Pod. And
Ping Pod.
The concept is you book through an app, right? They give you availability. You book by the half hour or by the hour, but it's the smallest increment is half hour. And you have these locations, and locations are different. Like for one location we went to, uptown, Upper East Side, was one table. That's it. And it's like almost storefront, right? Street level, glass up front, like people can see you playing. There's a couch in there, a little mini fridge, a bathroom. They set you up with paddles, a whole basket of balls, like enough space where, you can just kind of hang around. There are cameras there, obviously, to make sure you're not doing anything inappropriate. But the cameras, some of this locations also provide replays that you can replay back and have on your account. Yeah, exactly. That's it.
That's pretty sick.
So Well, I've gone to 2 so far. That was one. And then the second one we went to had 2 tables in it. So it's a really cool concept. You can bring food in there.
95th. Is this the one with 2 tables?
No, at the 27th Street, I think. East 27th, yeah. So
What are these?
found out that like when you book like you can book 1 table or 2 tables. So we booked 1 table. Somebody was like, hey, let's just go over here and just kind of play around a little bit while they're playing their Magic play over here. I was like, there's a lot of cameras around. I don't think you're supposed to just go play on the empty table even though it's empty.
Yeah.
He was like, I booked under my credit card. I got an email. Upon video review, we noticed an infraction. Although it's tempting while you're waiting for your parties to finish playing on your table, if you'd like to play on the second table, please book that table. So, we charged you for an hour on the other table.
Oh wow, I get it, but I wish they texted you in the moment so that they're like, well, I'm paying for an hour, let me use it.
I don't think they're reviewing the video live, right? As soon as that booking's done, it probably gets sent to someone, and somebody probably sits there and reviews the video.
I'm sure that you could get a ESP32 to detect when something hits that table. Ping, sends off a message and says like, "Hey, we got some movement on that table."
Yeah. No, I'm not. Yeah, they can do better, I guess. It's a great concept, though. I really like the idea of it. Like you walk in there, everything's there for you. You can easily extend on the app if you want to play. Like we did that each time. We extended for like another hour, and it's really affordable. It was like maybe $30 for an hour.
But I have a real important question because I'm very confused by something.
Is it great?
Share something.
There's a mini fridge in there, right?
Can you see these? What is this stick next to the tower?
That is a fantastic contraption. That was the first time I saw it, and now the golf simulator place that I go to has a similar contraption. It is, so you imagine like it looks like a tennis racket almost, right?
Yeah.
So it's the frame of a racket, and they have slots, like a thicker, flexible, like rubbery sort of wire that's slotted, and it's flexible enough so that you walk around on the floor and you push down, and the other side is like a net that's not fully closed. So you have the paddle and you push down, you walk around on the floor and you push down, and you like the balls get pushed through the rubbery sort of separators, and they don't come back out because there's no pressure to push it back out. And you collect up a bunch of balls, and then when you're done, that netting that's not closed, right?
Yeah.
You just take it and go to the basket and turn it over and dump it. It is a fantastic.
I don't even got to bend over to pick up ping pong balls, and I get a table full of. This is we're going up there again.
I gotta sort. We gotta do. This is another thing I have to do, you guys. This looks pretty fun.
Go buy one of these places.
I don't know.
Buy a place and make it a.
You mean actually build one?
Yeah.
I would imagine.
They literally have the button. Let's share the screen.
I don't know if it's franchise or if it's.
How much
it is? They have a franchise
ping
button.
pong?
What? Do it.
Try our app. It runs on its own. Get a demo. Our story. Meet the founders.
I have a place up the street. If I could do it for $100K,
Philly,
$200,000 liquid capital.
Florida.
Single should have at least 20.
Owner operator.
That's not like for a franchise. That's not so bad.
But yeah, like you. I think there's going to be. I wonder what the cost associated is for like someone to review the videos.
Interesting.
Lots of fees.
And then so you figure $30 an hour, right? If it's open, what are the hours? Click on one of the locations. Let's look at the hours.
Off peak
Off
hours.
peak. So let's go peak. Let's go $40 an hour. I don't know how late. They're open pretty late, I think.
I get you. It's based on the site location. Open 24 hours.
24 hours.
Oh,
Why not?
I see. Now I'm gonna go look
like
for
around
places
3 in
I
the
can
morning when people don't know
build
what
one
to
of
do
these.
anymore. Had a little drink, but hey, still got a video watching it.
Mm-hmm. Spreadsheet time.
So
Now I want to go do
This-
the math. I'm like, okay, what do you like? What? Yep.
So Jeremy, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. There's a certain individual sits in my row that's been doing the pickleball and the ping pong also. And I can see him texting me at like
Oh
12 o'clock on a Saturday night.
Why don't you
like,
come to my ping pong
hey, dude,
place?
I want to hit a ping pong.
Heyo.
Yeah.
Oh, heyo,
Yeah.
heyo. I, the fact that it's this easy, you just open the app.
It's
That's
so simple. It's so simple. It gives you a code. Actually, no, it doesn't give you a code.
Really?
When you get to the location,
Wow.
you hit the button to unlock the door, and it's just, yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
unmanned.
I wonder if you can go buy
most
an old,
expensive cost of something like
you know.
this is the people
Yeah.
part.
So
Why not?
I want to know if you can do this for pool, because pool is New York City is so expensive for a pool hall because you have to man it. Like me and Jason went to my friend
some of
Jason,
the
tried to
venues
get to
I've
the
been
pool hall
to,
many times, and
it's
half the times when we
impossible.
go there, we couldn't get a table. Yeah, and you get a freaking vending machine that gives you the balls at the end, and if you don't return it, you pay $1,000.
I think once the wintertime hits, this place Ping Pod is going to, like, you're going to have a hard time booking slots. Right now, it's the middle of the summer. A lot of people are like,
It's air conditioned. $30 an hour of air conditioning while hanging out with my friends. Awesome.
you can, like,
Oh yeah,
like the
that's
first time we
perfect.
went, we ordered like
in New York.
Uber
Like this
Eats,
is
had some pizzas
brilliant.
delivered.
Wow.
You're not-
What, I'm sure what they don't know, they don't
You're not
care
supposed
about.
to consume alcohol there. That's the kicker.
Yeah. Yeah. Brilliant.
It's a hydro flask. Nothing more than a hydro flask.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, I got a bunch of those.
Right. Who doesn't drink
Slurring your
Gatorade in a
speech
brown
halfway
bag?
through the game.
Come on.
I mean, just
This is Andre Agassi here trying to play ping pong.
They start stumbling all over the place. Right.
Oh, that's cool.
Crashing into the wall. They have a little mini fridge there that you, like a QR code, you scan it, and you purchase like Gatorades and waters and other drinks. But it says clearly on the door of the mini fridge, you open this door.
Well, I mean, they could just do like a hotel.
You're getting
right?
charged. Because they have no way of really controlling it otherwise, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah, but it's unmanned, right? Like hotels, right? Hotels,
I mean, they could
like
just be doing
the
what is
cleaning
it, the
person
task
just
rabbit.
goes in and checks
Like,
the
go
mini
here
fridge
and-
and counts, but they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Or they
Right.
can just have mini fridges that are just set up like almost like soda machine style, right, where it dispenses it.
Yeah, it started raining here earlier.
The vending
Cooled
machine
down
makes a lot of
immediately. It was
sense.
amazing.
Oh man, it started pouring.
And here's a fun thing with that. I bet you could go make a deal
Mhm.
with all of those empty storefronts as long as you have insurance. It won't be as nice. You could roll in, put a table up, put up some like movable walls, a TV, plug it in, and as long as it's got air conditioning, half those freaking empty places in New York City could be pop-up ping pods for a period of time. You just have to negotiate with the place. I know they're going for a more premium kind of experience.
I was going to say, I think they probably have a standard. Like if you're going to franchise an open location, they're not going to let you do something that's some janky, you know.
Yeah, what, you don't trust my
grandma's old like 40-year-old couch thrown in there.
I mean, I was thinking about the Victoria's Secret building that's empty across the way for the last 2 years. Like
Right.
that's a great little space. We're like, hey, go to the landlord. It's unused. Nobody cares. It's not going to ruin it. You can kick us out. It's going to be month to month, and we'll give you a percentage of the cut to put us in the window. And we'll paint the floors black. We'll put up a black drapes behind it, and people can come and go. And here's the insurance. The only thing they're going to care about is insurance.
I got a better one for you. I
So
think
how big does
there are a lot of
pickleballs? Is it the size of a full
indoor pickleball
full
places
tennis
that are
court?
popping up in the city now.
Oh, I can see that. You can put 4.
No.
So on a tennis court with all of the extra area that surrounds a tennis court, you can fit 4 pickleball courts. That is that's part of the design. But that's if you give it all the extra space outside that tennis is expected to have and a professional court. So, because a professional court, I think it has to have 20 feet in all directions around it so that you can go. And if it has that, you can fit 4 pickleball courts inside of the same space.
There is, so down by where I used to live, across the street from the Fed Reserve, the Chase building. Because I went this weekend, I was looking, I was like, man, they have to have more indoor pickleball places. There's one in Long Island City, big one, City Pickle, I think. But that one, bless you, that one you can't, like, I try to find weekend spots and they're all booked up. There's another company, Court 16, the smaller place in the Chase building. They probably a couple floors that just weren't leased out, and the company said, all right. And they put up some pickleball courts. They have lessons, they have open play. You can just rent the court, open play. They have serving machines that serve to you, so you can just kind of practice returning the serve. I was like, I'm gonna be like, if I'm like sitting around on a Saturday and it's like rainy, no golf and nothing to do, I'm just gonna go there and just practice returning pickleball serves.
So you're going to, this is already a thing for you, isn't it, Ossie?
So my family makes fun of me now, right? They call it my phases. They say you go through these phases where you go hard charging into something, and then, then it dies out. The mistake that they've made, right? They apply this to everything. They said, oh, golf is going to die out. I said, this is where you've made a mistake. This model, I apply this model to anything where it's sort of like workout related, like cycling. I did boxing. I try to do swimming. It has to really be efficient. It has to slip into like my lifestyle, my time slots that are available for me to kind of stay with it. Otherwise, I'll drop it. Golf is not a workout thing for me. I just really enjoy playing golf.
The goal is the thing, not an outcome from a thing.
Right. Ping pong is another thing where it's not a workout thing for me, right? And how I started, like, my fire got lit under me for ping pong. When I went up to the Catskills, I played with 3 guys, my buddy and his daughter's boyfriend and his nephew, and they were all fucking good. Like, we played over 2 days. We probably played like 10 hours. And his daughter's son did not lose one match. And I didn't come close. I beat my buddy one match. The daughter's boyfriend and the nephew, I didn't even come close. These guys. And not only are they good, they're also young, right? So they're like flying all over the place, like the flexibility. They're like stretching all the way to the floor to pick a ball up before it hits the floor. And I'm like, can't compete with that. But I said, you know what? I'm going to start playing ping pong a little bit more. I've always wanted to get better at it. So, yeah.
I'm going to find you next week for ping pong. We're doing this next week.
Really?
Dude,
this is good, man.
My paddles are in my bag and I take them to work all the time.
Oh, see, that's messed up. I got to beat the man
I'm going
with
to need
his
to
own
borrow
paddle.
one so that I can beat you with your own paddle.
No. I mean, I
can push. Come on.
Jeremy came in really hot. Like, he started talking about it. He was like, yeah, I'm fucking good. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. It was like 5 minutes later, he got fucking nervous. He's like, wait a minute.
I'm a little overconfident here. No,
Yeah.
I'm one of the things I am actually good at ping pong. But it's not something I play anymore. So I had a ping pong table when I was a kid, and I played for like 7 years straight. Like, it was in the basement. It was the only thing we had consistently for toys that I always played. And so me and my dad played that all the time. So I played a lot in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I am good at it, and it's one of those ones I can pick up in about a game or two. I'm starting to feel the paddle again, starting to return serve, starting to put spin on it, starting to getting it to dive to the left, dive to the right. So I have a good confidence in it. But at the same point in time, I've learned I'm a little overconfident from time to time.
I was just going to say, you played a long time ago. You played a lot. My only chance is probably like the first 2 matches before you start to feel it. Get it back.
Yeah, I played my cousin-in-law a couple of years ago. He got a ping pong table, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been really practicing." I'm like, "Great!" So we started playing. Bam, started getting the feel. 8 games in a row I won. And it was just one of those things. It's a game I like, and it just comes back to you very quickly. And it's one of those games that once you get into the rhythm,
I've never actually played it either. Unfortunately,
there we go.
I feel like
it just feels right.
I've never really played it.
Expensive ping pong table and curse Jeremy. Yeah. Do you have a?
I am not going to say anything. I have not just purchased a new wheel for my.
They don't need to be.
I don't think they're super expensive, right?
Ping pong tables? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
They sure can be.
Well, I mean, anything can be super expensive, but
yeah, professional.
What's a good ping pong table?
Anything that isn't made out of.
I mean, I'm searching right now. Best ping pong table.
No, I'm not asking like. I mean, like, what's the cost of a good ping pong table?
Best and good, like.
I didn't say best. A good. See, this is where you get in trouble.
Good
John.
Enough budget. Like, I'm looking right now. What's our top picks here?
No, there's a difference. Don't try.
That's a lot of money for a table.
$2,000 for a premium compact. 2,000 for and like so the ones that they for the pictures, it looks like they're using stuff like the premium compact.
$800, dude.
Tournament ready,
like this damn thing.
$1,000.
But see, that's the problem. What are you talking? Tournament ready ping pong tables.
Oh, they get
it. You could do a little bit better than that. Go on.
See, this is what I was looking for.
Oh yeah, nice.
That's Jeremy going overboard.
I don't go overboard.
I mean, I'd like to have a drink there too. There's a nice
drink there
for $600.
Let's see. I'm looking up some prices.
Wish I had somewhere to put it. Maybe I'll build a garage.
That's what I'm looking at right now. A jeweler table on Amazon.
Yeah. Like my garage, like in my basement right now, you couldn't
so
even
much space.
lift your
You need a lot of
headroom
headroom too.
Drop ceiling or not drop ceiling, but yeah. Yes.
That's where I keep my sim rig because it doesn't matter down there.
So that Catskills weekend, we had 2 days. We played cornhole tournament. First day, me and my buddy's wife ended up winning the whole thing.
Oh, really?
And then the second day, it rained. So they have like a wraparound porch. And there was enough space at the front of the house to set the cornhole up. But the folks that are used to throwing really high had to adjust their throws. They struggled. So same thing with ping pong.
I started playing a game on Steam that
does anybody here play poker?
But no, I haven't played like in a long time at a table.
Why? You play, Jeremy?
I was teaching my son to play, and he wants to play more, and I need to set that up and make that happen if I wanted to do it.
Only somebody that plays poker.
Oh, trust me. Yeah, I thought about that.
Oh, you mean like really play poker?
The whole goal with poker is people and sitting down. Like, I will rent a place to bring
That's true.
him to have him sit down and play poker with real people instead of behind a computer TV screen. That's what I'm
I
interested in.
would
So I'm
love to have a
thinking
weekly
now,
poker
because we're
night.
talking about games, and I'm like, I think that would be fun for a good poker game. I mean, not even weekly, like a good poker
See, I
game,
was-
2 tables.
I don't want to
have
fucking
fun.
see you.
Play by
Before
the
he shut you
rules.
down, John.
I already
would
see
have
you
to have a
weekly already on
poker night.
this
He's like, he said, no, not even weekly. We
It's like maybe you could
we
come
just
up
do
once
it
a
once
year.
and that's it.
Who was I talking to where I'm like, I was talking to somebody, and he's like, well, how often do you talk to John? And I go, I don't think there's been a day outside of his vacation or my vacation where
Yeah.
I haven't texted him or he hasn't texted me. And I think the same goes for Ozzy. I think at some point in time, besides vacation, we have talked to each other every single day.
Yeah, like the three of us, someone's talked to someone else.
Every
Yeah,
day.
which is
I have
why you don't want a weekly poker game with John.
That was an Aussie answer. That's what that was.
No, not weekly.
Well, you're gonna go all in, all the way. Like,
He's like, oh, wait a second.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
I don't need that
And I was
shame.
about to jump in, John, and say, "Yeah, I play poker." Not with Jeremy. Not with
Speaking of
Jeremy.
poker, have you seen this guy?
like I see that guy all the time.
He's on Instagram,
Yeah.
and he basically uses his followers to donate money, and he matches whatever they donate once a day, and he does one bet. I'm like, on poker. Oh yes, the All In podcast where I think they gave the guy $10,000.
Oh, I saw this because of the All In
And he did one.
podcast. So he's an Australian. He plays online for real money,
Blackjack.
and he just lets it ride every day, including
Plays what? Poker?
blackjack.
No,
Yeah, there you go.
One hand. I think he got it up to a couple
I
hundred
bet
thousand
this
at one
isn't
point in
smart
time.
enough to send the volume over, but Tim Myers is his name.
Probably not. Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Spent the evening manifesting to breach the Millie. Our dealer looks like he should be off discovering masturbation, not dealing us cards on the table. Gotcha! Quinny! We are a chance! Race for impact! We stand, and I need this man to go anything but. Don't you dare, please, for the Millie and history! Yes! Yes! Yes, yes! Fucking yes! Fuck yes! We've knocked the basket off! The Millie has been reached! 83 days on this fucking roller coaster! And on this randomest of days, 83, we go and absolutely smack the cunt off. Pop the scab on one, chin chin. You would not, in fact, read about it.
Tim Naki. And
That is
Tim
fantastic.
N-A-K-I.
What is the
He does it-
Instagram handle?
I haven't, but like
Let me guess.
I
You watch
should,
him
I
every
should.
week now.
So
every
the
day,
All
John?
In podcast, they gave him like
Oh, I thought you might
they
have
gave him
been
like
like, this is your
$10,000
All In.
for like just do it. and he blackjacked it. But what's crazy about the site he uses is it's an actual deal in
Wow.
person. So they have like a camera set up. This dude's like, performing in
It's
front
a
of the
real
camera,
person.
and you can play blackjack with a real dealer. It's
I'm already a little sus. Modern technology can.
I can make anything look like anything.
This time be good to us, darling, for the love of God. Was in what? Was in what? Was in what? I have to know. Nobody knows what it means, but it's provocative. It gets the people going. Tell you what, let's double time. Was in what? I must know for the love of God. Was in Vegas! Was in Vegas! 2025! Up for was!
oh my god, do you see how much that is?
2025.
That's like
Will be
It's like
I don't understand.
it's like a $350,000 hand.
I will be there and bidding even more. Holy
Yeah.
Oh my God,
He's
this
gonna
is
doom
this is
scroll it
gonna wreck
tonight.
me. I'm gonna be watching this. Oh my
yeah.
God,
Hours. Hours.
sometimes I get hooked, and like before we jumped on, I don't know why I opened up Instagram and there was some UFC best UFC rounds
I could do that.
part 31, and I was like, oh shit, so there's 30, at least 30 of these. Scroll all the way to scroll all the way to part 1 and then 2 and watching like the best rounds ever, and I'm like, and I put the
What do these
phone
do
down.
to
I'm like, oh
me?
my God, now I have a headache. I was like, oh my God, I got to record. I got a headache. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, guys, I'm done. I think we're done for the night.
Yeah.
Ozzy, it was wonderful
Listen,
having you back.
I do what I
Yeah,
can.
it was good to be
I
back.
do what I can.
John,
Good to be back.
you pressed the button effectively. Great job. Gotta be here to hit the record button.
All right, gents.